Just ahead of the Oilers and Golden Knights, we're pleased to be joined by Vegas Golden Knights insider Gary Lawless. First meeting of the season between these two clubs. I'm always excited to see them go toe-to-toe. And Gary, we got Connor McDavid back tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy. You wake up and, it does. The game didn't feel flat, but it didn't have the same kind of juice. You get to the rink and Connor McDavid is skating on a line with Skinner and Hyman, and then all of a sudden, there's no fans here, but there's lots of media here, and that's all everyone is talking about. And all of a sudden, this goes from one game on the schedule tonight to the marquee matchup in the National Hockey League. All eyes will be on Edmonton tonight.
Yeah, indeed, the Golden Knights lead the way. Obviously, the Kings are creeping their way up in the Pacific Division early on. What can you say about the identity of this Golden Knights team so far this year?
Well, balanced scoring. They've every player that has played for them so far this year, I believe, has a goal. Maybe not Caden Korczak, but the 18 goal scorers. The 19th guy hasn't scored, or right around there, anyways. And Mark Stone has 20 points. Jack Eichel's been tremendous. Ivan Barbashev, Pavel Dorofeev. Here's an interesting little stat for you.
Lay it on us.
So 14 days ago, less than 1% of ESPN fantasy hockey players had Pavel Dorofeev on their roster. 20.5% today. He is the hottest stock in fantasy hockey, and he's been real good in the real thing too. 7 goals already, playing on a line with Tomas Hertl and Brett Howden. People from Western Canada will remember Brett. Yep. Born in Calgary but raised in Oakbank, Manitoba. Real good player in the Western Hockey League, and he's having a real good season.
Guy I wanted to ask you about, you just mentioned his name, was Tomas Hertl. That was a big trade last year. Healthy now. How is he amalgamated into this group? You talk about the effect that he's had on Dorofeev. I'm sure some of it has to do with Dorofeev having confidence, playing well himself, but Hertl's impact on this lineup, in your opinion, Gary?
Oh, he's been tremendous. Kelly McCrimmon knew at the trade deadline last year that he wasn't going to be able to keep all his guys. Right. Chandler Stevenson was gonna get big money somewhere else. Michael Amadio, William Carrier, Jonathan Marsh. And I think at that point in time it was clear that maybe Alec Martinez was. I don't want to say it the wrong way because he's such an important player and such a good player, but they knew that they had to. Caden Korczak was not going to be able to be on waivers, so they knew they needed to change things up a little bit on the blue line, and so he went out and got Hertl and Hanifin, Tomas Hertl and Noah Hanifin at the deadline, and everyone looked at what happened in the summertime to Vegas and said, "Oh, they lost all these guys." Well, he was preemptive, like his free agency started for him at the trade deadline. He said, "Okay, I'm going to lose these guys. I'm going to replace them with these guys," and he got arguably a better center iceman in Hertl than anyone that left, and Hanifin at this stage is an upgrade on ice on what Alec Martinez provided. You have to be really careful when you say it because Alec's such a great leader and still an effective player. Yeah. But Hanifin is, he's a number one defenseman on a lot of teams. Right. Not in Vegas, but in a lot of places. He's part of the big three in Vegas with Pietrangelo and Shea Theodore. So he made his moves then, and Hertl unfortunately was coming off knee surgery and was injured, and never really got traction. Mm-hmm. He had a really good summer, and he's been fantastic. He's been really good on the power play. That line, I described it in a column the other day, that Brett Howden lugs the easel into the studio, and then the artists, Dorofeev and Hertl, they put brush to paint and paint to canvas. So it's been really fun watching him play. He's got this great personality. Everybody loves him. He's got a big smile on his face. Just a fun guy to be around. His expression is "fun must be always." And it's a pretty good way to go through life.
Gary, that was beautiful. Thank you. That was very poetic. In goal,
not my expression, it's his.
That was well said. In goal, Aiden Hill's numbers look good. I mean, that team defense always helps. Yeah. The 5-man unit. Our friend Bob Stauffer was talking about zone defense. If the Oilers are trying to attack the Vegas Golden Knights tonight, try to get offense. What are they facing in terms of a strong, structured defensive unit?
Well, that is the one area that I don't think Vegas has been as good as it has been in the past. I think that is something that that takes time over a season to really get to where you want to be structurally early on. And Bruce Cassidy has been saying lately, he said, if offense is ahead of defense to start the season, because when you're skating with your colleagues in July and August, you're not checking.
No.
You're trying to score. You're trying everything you can differently offensively. You're doing all these fun things, but no one's like, okay, hey, let's get to our spots. Let's play right defensively. Let's stick to the structure. I don't think you hear that in a Friday night skate in the summer with a bunch of NHL guys and some beer in a cooler in the dressing room. They're trying to have fun. So the offense is ahead early on, but Craig Berube says it the best. If we get to their blue ice and keep them out of our blue ice, we'll win. If they get to our blue ice and keep us out of their blue ice, they'll win. So that doesn't change for me, no matter who plays in the NHL. It's the best way to describe the state of hockey today.
Hey, it should be a really good game tonight. We'll see which team gets to the other team's blue ice. Always a pleasure, Gary. Thanks for doing this.
All right, thanks, Tommy.